In recent years, the European Union has grappled with the controversial herbicide glyphosate. Its potential health risks, environmental impact, and residues in food have sparked intense debates. The EU's regulatory evaluation process, combined with differing member state opinions, has led to uncertainty surrounding its reapproval. Join us on WizProPlus to delve into the complexities of the glyphosate issue and stay informed about the latest developments in EU regulations. 1. Health concerns. Glyphosate is the active ingredient in many herbicides, including the popular product Roundup, produced by Monsanto, now owned by Bayer. Concerns about glyphosate's potential health risks primarily revolved around its association with cancer. In 2015, the International Agency for Research on Cancer, IRC, a specialized agency within the World Health Organization, WHO, classified glyphosate as probably carcinogenic to humans, Group 2A. This classification was based on limited evidence of glyphosate's carcinogenicity in humans and sufficient evidence of carcinogenicity in experimental animals. This classification sparked significant debate and controversy. While some studies and organizations suggested a potential link to cancer, others, including regulatory agencies like the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, and the European Food Safety Authority, EFSA, did not find sufficient evidence to classify glyphosate as a human carcinogen. 2. Environmental impact. Glyphosate is a non-selective herbicide, meaning it can kill a wide range of plants, including weeds. However, it can also affect non-target plants and ecosystems, potentially leading to a reduction in biodiversity. Glyphosate is used extensively in agriculture, forestry, and landscaping, which raised concerns about its potential environmental impact. There were also concerns about the development of herbicide-resistant weeds due to the widespread use of glyphosate. This resistance can lead to the increased use of other, potentially more harmful herbicides. 3. Residues in food. Glyphosate residues have been detected in various food products, including grains and cereals. Residues in food are a concern because they can lead to dietary exposure to the herbicide. For example, glyphosate is sometimes used as a desiccant to aid in the drying of certain crops before harvest. Regulatory agencies in the EU were reviewing and considering changes to the maximum residue levels, MRLs, for glyphosate in various food products to ensure consumer safety. 4. Regulatory evaluation. The EU has established regulatory procedures for evaluating and approving the use of active substances in pesticides, including glyphosate. The European Food Safety Authority, EFSA, and the European Chemicals Agency, ECHA, conducted comprehensive risk assessments, reviewing the available scientific data on glyphosate's safety. These assessments, along with the ER classification and public opinion, contributed to the EU's decision-making process regarding the reapproval and regulation of glyphosate. 5. Present-day situation. European Union member states have failed to reach a consensus on the European Commission's proposal for a 10-year renewal of glyphosate, a contentious herbicide. In a vote during the Standing Committee on Plants, Animals, Food and Feed, PAFF, several member states, including France, abstained, while Austria, Luxembourg, and Croatia voted against the extension. With no clear majority either for or against, an appeal committee will review the Commission's proposal, and a second vote is scheduled for the first half of November. A spokesperson for the European Commission stated that member states can continue to engage in dialogue to seek a compromise, as concerns persist regarding the herbicide's impact on biodiversity and human health. If a qualified majority is not reached in the November vote, the Commission will make a final decision on the renewal. In September, the EU executive recommended extending the approval of glyphosate for another 10 years beyond its expiration date in December, citing a lack of critical areas of concern in a July assessment by the EU's Food Safety Agency EFSA. However, EU officials acknowledge data gaps in the EFSA analysis and unresolved issues, particularly related to consumer diets. The European Commission attempted to convince member states by proposing risk mitigation measures, such as implementing 10-meter buffer strips around sprayed areas and using specific nozzles to reduce spray drift. The Pesticide Action Network, PAN, Europe, an NGO critical of the Commission's renewal proposal, welcomed the decision by member states to delay the decision, emphasizing the need to consider scientific evidence of glyphosate's harm to human health and the environment. Austria and Luxembourg had previously declared their opposition to the renewal, with Luxembourg being the sole EU country to have temporarily banned glyphosate in the past. The Netherlands abstained from the vote, emphasizing the complexity of the issue and their nuanced stance. In September, the German agriculture minister also highlighted the threats posed by glyphosate to biodiversity and called for a coordinated phase-out at the European level. Italy voted in favor of the 10-year extension with certain conditions, including prohibiting glyphosate use during harvest collection. 6. Conclusion. It's important to keep in mind that regulatory decisions regarding glyphosate can be complex and subject to ongoing scientific evaluation and public debate. WizProPlus recommend to check the latest information from relevant EU authorities and agencies as like www.food.ec.europa.eu and www.efsa.europa.eu for the most current status on glyphosate regulations.